talking about demography, of course, is a convenient point to switch to China, where the notorious one-child policy, which was already kind of weakening at the edges, and in some cases there were numerous exceptions. For example, if both parents had been single children, then they could have more than one child. Now only one parent is required. Now, even if only one parent was a single child, they can have two children. So that's very important, because, of course, they've suddenly realized that in a decade or two there will be a majority of elderly people and a minority of younger people, and are they really going to do the work? That's putting it very simplistically, but of course it could have and hopefully will have a very good effect, a beneficial effect on the projected growth of the economy, because people have been worrying about their demography. But that's only one of a number of reforms that the Chinese have enacted, and they really are very profound. They really go deep down and in addressing many of the core problems facing the economy. For example, they have the hukou system, which really would be familiar to South Africans as being remarkably like the old palce system under apartheid. And now the government will address the rights of rural migrants to not only to be able to get permanent residence in the cities, but also to be able to sell their properties in the rural areas and to have enhanced security of tenure, because I mean that's another aspect remarkably similar to the old apartheid system, where there was lack of security of tenure in the former homelands. There's been lack of security of tenure for the rural population of China. So those issues are being addressed. That will certainly facilitate a more efficient process of industrialization. Depending on the numbers you choose, there's still roughly half the population to be urbanized. And of course, when you urbanize, you need to build a lot more houses and roads and infrastructure. So really, the Chinese economy is still going to have a demand for commodities. Yes, the need to rebalance the economy is very good, and the Premier Li Keqiang has given homely illustrations of the need for the services economy to grow, and he's made it quite clear that he wants to enhance the role of the private sector, and he's also going to curb the excessive preponderance of the state-owned enterprises in the economy, and especially their preferred feed at the financing trough, where they get single-digit rates, and the private sector, if they're lucky enough to get loans from the publicly owned banks, have to pay double-digit interest rates. So there's also going to be a serious attempt at financial reform to get interest rates to reflect realities, more efficient allocation of capital, and finally, of course, to address the process of internationalizing the renminbi, making it fully convertible, and there will be steady moves in that direction. So all of this is, of course, going to bruise vested interests, but the Premier has said he's ready to stand up to them, and so the question is, will they succeed in all these wonderful reforms? Well, given that the deal, the unspoken deal between the Communist Party and the people of China, is that the lack of democratic freedoms will be, or democracy, and will be tolerated so long as the party delivers increasing prosperity. Now that deal could unravel, given that there's already huge anger, popular anger at pollution and corruption. I think the party realizes that they have to raise the bar and raise the delivery, and the whole deal could unwind if they don't. And I think they've figured out that if they don't do what they just said they're going to do, then that deal will unravel, and there could be a lot of trouble, which inter alia could result in the unseating of the Communist Party. So we think they will do it. We think there's a very good chance they will carry out with that.